Check, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2.
Nick Hamilton, Lizzie Jones, Captain, Rachel Magnus, Rachel Schick, and Maggie Williams.
His adventure story, she proclaimed him her new friend and announced he would have the honor of cutting her birthday treat. Name that book.
Clever Jack Takes the Cake.
Correct.
Team 2. Kirk. New technology will range from giant holograms being projected on screens to high-resolution display screens on computers. It's like you will actually be there. Name that book.
2030, A Day in the Life of Tomorrow's Kids.
Correct.
Lisa. One animal remains where the truck has left her. She lies on the ground, too weak to move. Name that book.
Everything for a Dog.
Incorrect. Correct answer, Where Horses Run Free.
Gleason. She put the $20 bill on the sidewalk. Then she held on to the other end of the thread and climbed into the bush. Name that book.
Ivy and Bean.
Correct.
Gleason. After years in various foster homes, she longs to be reunited with her sister. So she takes a life-threatening journey to find her lost family. Name that book.
Runaway Twin.
Correct.
Gleason. There is one person who witnessed the crime. Unfortunately, that person is a hamster. Name that book.
Edgar Allan's Official Crime Investigation Notebook.
That is correct.
Gleason. While still in college, he got his very own TV show, Sam and Friends, which was filmed in Washington, D.C. Name that book.
Jim Henson, the guy who played with puppets.
Correct.
Gleason. She helped the ballerinas stage a sit-in to protest their evil ballet teacher. When it was successful, they each paid her $5. Name that book.
Sophie Simon Solves Them All.
Correct.
Gleason. He is amazed to learn his grandpa has a cowboy name, Roper Mason, and he could also write cowboy songs. Name that book.
The Ballad of Knuckles McGraw.
Correct.
Gleason. He stirred up the drink and smelled it. Oh, it smelled awful. Just plain awful. He'd have to hold his nose while he drank it. Name that book.
Freckle Juice.
Correct.
Using the mark of the vampire as his guide and armed with garlic, he sets out to save his family. Name that book.
Benigula, A Rabbit Tale of Mystery.
Correct.
I reached in for a stone and jumped as a shock traveled up my arm to the top of my head, making my hair flutter. My eyes widened as the rock turned from blue to red and purple, yellow, black, and orange. ultimately ending with an intense light. Name that book.
The Multiplying Minutes.
Correct.
I'm the librarian at Gleason Elementary. Today we have representing us Rachel Delina, Emma Everson, Captain Elizabeth Jones, Rachel Magnus, Rachel Schick, and Maggie Williams.
For Gleason, on September 1, 1987, 162 days after it first set out, it reached its final destination. Name that book.
Here Comes the Garbage Barge.
That is correct.
You are a kid. You just think you are a cat. But because the hypnosis worked on you instead of Arthur, you don't even look like a cat. Name that book.
I was a third grade science project.
That is correct.
Norm said, warning signals only work if people trust them. I'm afraid the folks who live around here have lost their trust. Name that book.
Emily's Fortune.
That is incorrect. The answer is Escaping the Giant Wave.
I was just thinking that it's really cool that this precious stone stands for love, she said. Love was the reason for every big thing that happened today. Name that book.
The Stonekeeper.
That is incorrect. The answer is A Crazy Day with Cobras.
My idol, the guy with the perfect dog, the normal house, and the great parents, and he was flunking. Was no one what they seemed? Name that book.
Guinea Dog.
That is correct.
At his funeral, people waved butterfly figures of many colors to honor his work. Name that book.
Balloons Over Broadway.
That is incorrect. The answer is Jim Henson, the guy who played with puppets.
Kids unknowingly helped the writer complete research for her new book. Name that book.
The Absent Author.
That is correct.
My eyes scanned the field searching for a black and tan dog. Instead, I saw rows of corn and debris from the tornado. Name that book.
Runaway Twin.
That is correct.
He loved the thought of having control of a powerful flying creature, but realized giving it freedom was the best feeling of all. Name that book.
Flight of the Phoenix.
That is incorrect. The answer is The Legend of the Golden Snail.
Not sure if he was just after her money, he reassured his new friend by saying, I know what it's like to be alone in the world. I know what it's like to have folks after you, too. Name that book.
Emily's Fortune.
That is correct.